I want you to imagine something. You're walking through your neighborhood. Everything seems normal. The stores are open, people are smiling, kids are playing. But underneath that peace, something dark is spreading. Silently, strategically. You're not in a war zone. But make no mistake, you're in a war. A war for your mind. A war for your identity. A war for your very perception of reality. This isn't fiction. This is ideological subversion, a psychological operation so powerful you don't even know it's happening until it's too late. And by the time you wake up, everything around you will already be burning. Yuri Bezmenov was no ordinary man. He wasn't a whistleblower. He was a defector. A former KGB agent, a psychological warfare specialist who didn't just know how ideological subversion worked, he helped implement it. He called it a slow brainwashing process. Not with guns, not with bombs, but with ideas. Because what's the point of destroying a country with weapons when you can rot it from within? According to Bezmenov, ideological subversion is a long-term psychological campaign designed to alter a society's values so completely that it destroys itself without ever knowing who pulled the strings. And here's the terrifying part. You don't need millions of people to control a country. You just need a few minds at the right pressure points in education, media, culture, and law. And the rest will follow like dominoes. Because the greatest power isn't physical, it's psychological. Bezmenov broke it down into 4 chilling stages. Let's walk through each one, step by calculated step. Stage 1. Demoralization. This takes 15 to 20 years, about 1 generation. You target the education system. You rewrite history. You flood minds with useless information and ideological poison. You convince people that truth is relative, that morality is subjective, that logic is oppressive, and the result? A population so confused, so emotionally fragile, they can't distinguish reality from illusion. Stage 2. Destabilization. Now the focus shifts. Economy, foreign relations, defense systems. You create division. You push narratives that amplify conflict, race, gender, class. You make people question their own institutions. The goal isn't resolution. It's permanent disorientation. When a society is unstable, people don't think rationally. They react. And in chaos, whoever controls the narrative controls the outcome. Stage 3. Crisis. This is the breaking point. Riots, collapses, pandemics, anything that causes widespread panic. The crisis doesn't need to be natural. It can be manufactured. It just needs to feel real. And when people are desperate, they'll accept any solution, even if it means surrendering their freedom, especially if it's sold to them as safety. Stage 4. Normalization. This is the final nail. The dust settles. A new normal is declared. But it's not freedom, it's submission. By now, people are too tired to resist. Their beliefs have been dismantled. Their identity has been overwritten. And here's the most sinister part. They don't even know they've been conquered. Bezmenov warned us. The most dangerous people in this process are not the masterminds. It's the useful idiots. Teachers, journalists, activists, artists. Not evil, just naive. They genuinely believe they're fighting for truth, for justice, for progress. But in reality, they're pushing someone else's agenda, an agenda they don't even understand. Once their job is done, once the ideological infection has spread far enough, they're no longer useful. And the system that used them, it devours them too. Because subversion doesn't discriminate. It turns society against itself, and nobody is safe. This isn't just a Cold War tactic. It's happening right now. Every video you scroll past, every slogan you chant without questioning, every belief you inherit without challenge, it's all part of a cognitive battlefield. The real war is fought not on the ground, but in your perception. Modern ideological subversion doesn't need KGB agents anymore. It uses TikTok. It uses Netflix. It uses your favorite influencers, comedians, even YouTube videos that look harmless but rewire your values drip by drip. The goal? Not to control what you think, but to control how you think, to make you believe that up is down, truth is hate, and freedom is dangerous. That's not just psychological manipulation, that's mass hypnosis. Yuri Bezmenov wasn't the only one who saw this coming. Plato warned about it in The Republic, the danger of a society led by the wrong values. Nietzsche spoke of the death of God, not as a celebration, but as a warning that without shared truth, society would descend into nihilism. Aldous Huxley and George Orwell, two authors with opposite dystopias, but both saw that control wouldn't come from violence alone. It would come from conditioning, and the most terrifying part, people would welcome it. Here's what makes ideological subversion so dark. It's not just about politics, it's about identity. When you don't know who you are, when you've been taught to hate your history, to distrust your instincts, to surrender your sovereignty in exchange for belonging, you become a puppet. And the strings? They're not held by politicians or governments. They're held by narratives. Ideological subversion works best when the victim defends the very system that's destroying them. That's not control, that's domination. If you've listened this far, it means something inside you still resists. Good, because the antidote to psychological subversion isn't rebellion. It's awareness. The minute you start to think critically, the minute you stop reacting emotionally, the minute you question everything you're told, you weaken their hold. That's what they fear most. Not guns, not protests, not slogans. They fear the awake mind, because once you see the lie, you can never unsee it. So stay sharp, stay dangerous, and remember, the greatest weapon in any war is perception.